So hello, good day. I'm Geoffrey Bonete and I'm going to report about goal-setting theory. In introduction, in 1960s, Edwin Locke put forward the goal-setting theory of motivation. This theory states that the goal setting is linked to a task performance. It states that specific and difficult goals with feedback lead to higher and better task performance. So this is the features of goal-setting theory. Goals must be difficult but attainable. Goals must be accepted. Feedback must be provided on a goal attainment. So goals are more effective when they are used to evaluate performance. Deadlines improve the effectiveness of goals. So this is the characteristics of effective feedback. So this is the characteristic of effective feedback. Specific, relevant, timely, sufficiently credible. Eventualities of goal-setting theory. Self-efficiency is the individual's self-confidence and faith that he has potential of performing the task. Higher level of self-efficiency, greater will be the efforts put in by the individual when they are faced challenging tasks and vice versa. Goal commitment. Goal-setting theory assumes that the individual is committed to the goal, will not leave the goal. There are three factors of goal commitment. Number one, goals are made open, known, and broadcast. Goals should be set self by individual rather than designated. Individuals set goals should be consistent with the organizational goals and vision. This is the advantage of goal-setting theory. Goal-setting theory is a technique used to raise incentives for every employee to complete work quickly and effectively. Goal-setting leads to better performance by increasing motivation and efforts, but also through the increasing and improving the feedback quality. Limitations of goal-setting theory. At times, organizational goals are in conflict with the managerial goals. Goal conflict has a detrimental effect on the performance if it motivates compatible action drift. So, it is very difficult and complex goals stimulate riskier behavior. If the employee lacks skills and competencies to perform actions essential for goal, then the goal setting can fail and lead to undermining the performance. There is no evidence to prove that goal setting improves job satisfaction. Latham and Locke, 1990. So, Dr. Locke and Dr. Latham joint published a theory of goal setting and task performance in 1990. So sila ang nag-publish ng theory of setting and task performance. This book says that importance of setting specific and difficult goals. It is concluded that there are 5 fundamental principles that lie behind effective goal settings. Not only that, but the degree to which these are present in a goal is directly linked to the achievement of that goal. Next was clarity, challenge, complexity, commitment, and feedback. Iisa-isahin natin. Clarity. Clear goals are measurable and unambiguous. When a goal is clear and specific with a definite time set for completion, there is less misunderstanding about what behaviors will be rewarded. You know what's expected and you can use the specific result as a source of motivation. So next was challenge. One of the most important characteristic of goals is the level of the challenge. Next was people are often motivated by achievement and they judge a goal based on the significance of the anticipated accomplishment. When setting goal, make each goal a challenge. Complexity. The last factor in goal setting theory is introduced two more requirements for success. For goals as assignments that are highly complex, take special care to ensure that the work doesn't become too overwhelming. Commitment and feedback. Goals must be understood and agreed upon if they are to be effective. Employees are more likely to buy into a goal if they were part of creating that goal. Feedback provides opportunities to clarify expectations, adjust goal difficulty, and gain recognition. It is important to provide benchmark opportunities or targets. So individuals can determine for themselves how they do it. So SMART. Every letters has a meaning. Specific, can your goal be broken into smaller steps? M, motivational. It is emotionally charged. Do you have energy to carry out the goal? A, accountable. Can your goal be tracked and accounted for? R, responsible. Will cost you a friends, respect from family, your integrity, easy to respond to challenge if required. T, touchable. What will you have hold as a complete result? So my next topic was Adams equity theory. So in introduction, equity theory was first developed in 1963 by James Stacy Adams. It says that individuals compare their job inputs and outcomes with others and then respond to eliminate any inequalities. The higher an individual perception of equity, the more motivated they will be. If someone believes this treatment is inequitable compared to others, he or she will be motivated to do something about it. This is seek justice. So, what are the three components of Adams equity theory? So, the three components was the inputs, outputs, and comparisons. Next was inputs refers to the resource that employees bring to the job, such as their education, experience, and skills. Outputs refer to the resources that employees receive from the job, such as salary, benefits, and recognition. Comparisons refer to the process of comparing one's own inputs and outputs to those of others. Adams' equity theory is based on the premise that employees seek to maintain equity between their inputs and outputs. When there is a perceived inequity, employees will take action to restore equity. How to apply Adams' equity theory? To create a more equitable environment, employers need to be aware of the different ways that they can treat their employees fairly. Some of these include offering competitive salaries, providing an adequate benefits, and creating a positive work environment. By understanding and applying Adams' equity theory, employers can create a more motivating and productive workplace to their employees. Next was employers can apply the theory by understanding. Number one was the role of fairness. Number two, the role of inputs and outputs. The importance of ratios. So this is the inputs: time, effort, loyalty, hard work, commitment, ability, and so on. Tolerance, determination. So outcomes: job security, salary, employee benefit, expenses, recognition, reputation, responsibility, sense of achievement, and praise. So this is the Adams equity theory diagram. Is case calibrated and measure against comparable references in marketplace. So parang magkatimbang yung I put into my job and what I get into my job, input and outputs, parang same sila. So, time, effort, ability, loyalty, tolerance, flexibility, and so on. So, pay, bonus, perks, benefits, security, recognition, and so on. So, this is the inputs, this is the outputs. People become demotivated, which use input and or seek change improvement whenever they feel their inputs are not being fairly rewarded. Fairness is based on perceived market norms. So, parang kiluhan kanina, parehas lang nito na parang magkatimbang dapat yung inputs and outputs. Employees' contribution and employees' reward get from the contribution. Adam's equity theory posits that people maintain a fair relationship between the performance and rewards in comparison to others. An employee gets demotivated by the job and his employer in case his inputs are more than outputs. Role of inputs and outputs in equity theory. Employers have something that they bring to the table, whether it be time, energy, knowledge, or resources. This is what is known as an input. In contrast, output is the person receives in return. To maintain a healthy balance between inputs and outputs, equity theory suggests that people compare their own ratio to that others around. If the ratio is unequal, it can lead to feelings and frustration and resentment. Next was, there are several ways to restore equity within a relationship. One way is for the person with the higher output to adjust their behavior accordingly. For example, a person notices that they have been putting into more effort than person B. They may consciously decide to back off a bit in order to even things out. Another option is for the person with the lower output to increase their contribution in some way. Importance of the ratio in equity theory. So, if the ratio between two employees is unfair, then it can lead to resentment and decreased productivity. The importance of the ratio in equity theory cannot be understated. It is a key factor in determining how employees are motivated and compensated. By understanding the role of the ratio in equity theory, businesses can create more fair and productive workplace. What are some potential drawbacks of using Adam's equity theory? So this is the theory being used by organizations to improve employee motivation and satisfaction. However, there are some potential drawbacks to using Adam's equity theory. First, the theory does not take into account an individual's ability or willingness to work. A person may be perceived that they are being treated unfairly, even if they are not able or willing to do the work required. Second, the theory does not consider an individual's personal goals and values. A person may be motivated by factors other than senses of fairness, such as a desire to achieve their personal goals or live up to their values. Finally, the theory does not address how an organization can create a fair and equitable environment for all employees. Adam's equity theory of motivation examples. So, pipili lang ang isa. A graduate may believe that their degree should return better job opportunities than someone without a degree. So, isa pa. If an employee knows that another employee is getting a higher salary than them for the same amount of work, this might be cause upset. Conclusion. Is Adam's equity theory still relevant? In a field of management, there are variety of theories that help to explain employee motivation and behavior. Adam equity theory being one of many. Is Adam's equity theory still relevant? The answer is yes and no. On one hand, the basic premise of theory that employees seek equity between inputs and outputs is still widely accepted by scholars today. On the other hand, Adam's equity theory relies on a rational view of human behavior. This means that people are assumed to be able to accurately assess and costs and benefits of their situation and make decisions accordingly. However, research has shown that people are often irrational when making decisions, and they may not be able to accurately assess the costs and benefits of their situation. As a result, they may make decisions that are not in their best interest. So that's all. Thank you for listening. God bless.